Good afternoon, folks. How's it going? Just sitting in Cranbrook, dealing with doctor stuff. Well, it's Sunday, so not today, but anyways, I was getting bored. I figured I'd make a video. And since I keep saying I'd make a video about this, but haven't, this is my battery bank contraption. Battery box contraption. So, as you can see, it's a milk crate. This is the face from a Motormaster booster pack, or Eliminator booster pack, actually, I believe. And I took the face along with the guts inside. This might not be as easy as I thought it would be. There we go. Guts inside, which include controller panels. The wind is not cooperating. Which include control panels down in here, and a 400 watt inverter, I believe it's supposed to be, but I think it actually might have a very high max boost or spike or whatever. I can't remember what it's called. Surge. So pretty basic stuff. I don't have my terminals proper right now, but that's because I wanted to be able to take the battery in and out. I didn't realize I'd actually be using this box inside my trailer. This was supposed to be a portable battery bank, but it turns out to work fairly well just for the trailer when I'm not using it other places. I just had a really weird conversation. A bunch of things happened, and anyways, so I'm still kind of just a little mixed up over that. But anyways, not sure what that is. Don't like the sign of that. Alright, well anyways. So it's got the guts and the control panel and obviously the face from a booster pack. It's got a couple other things too. I had to redo some of the wiring inside of it, and I'll get to that in a moment. But first we'll just continue on the inside. So my terminals aren't really what I'm going to use. I'll be getting either a much more robust terminal clamp, or I'll be getting proper bolt-ons. I haven't really decided. Excuse me. It's got some Reflectix insulation and some foam as well. The Reflectix is technically conductive, so you got to be careful about that. And so I've got an extra piece of foam to keep that terminal nice and isolated. Alright, so the splash cover, this is supposed to be for my boat, mostly. The splash cover is actually the same magic carpet material that I used for the keel shields on the boat and a couple other projects. It was just something I had a little bit of extra laying around. I can't move the battery, my arm's not strong enough. And used, so that could be better. I mean, clearly it is not the strongest stuff when it's just loose like that, but it works all right for splashes, right? It's not meant to be waterproof. It would be almost impossible to waterproof this, but it does keep splashes for the most part off. And then I also have a piece of plastic I can roll down over the front. Now, if you're splashing around with DC 12 volt, you're fine, all right? Like, I mean, I'm sure there's some circumstance where something could go wrong and you could get a bit of a jolt, but for the most part, splashing around with 12 volt DC, you're fine. However, if your inverter's on and you were to get water contact from that, you might not be so fine. I'm not so sure how bad an inverter would get you, but it would be there for sure, at least momentarily. The issue that I came across is that the inverter is actually wired on full time. So you have a switch here. You see that just died, right? So it just depleted a capacitor because it was not actually powered. Now I added this, so that way the inverter does not get any power unless it's actually been turned, and at which point it works. So, inverters also leak energy, chemically and through heat. batteries leak chemically, inverters leak through heat. So it's another loss as well that you might want to consider getting rid of. Now this switch is not on the battery pack in any form normally, and I actually had to rewire it a little bit to do this. Now you'll notice there's actually a second switch here, and that is for the control board, which does work on this side of stuff, oddly, even if it's off, but I can't get a reading of anything, which is really unimportant, but I'll tell you why I put the switch in a second, unless I turn the switch on, at which point, I don't know if we can see that, but anyways, it's showing me I've got 50% life in there. I put this switch in because I noticed that my battery was depleting, and then I don't remember what the numbers came out to. It wasn't huge, but it was like 0.02 amp or something. And then, anyway, but my battery was dying. And I know this is not a great battery, but it's actually pretty new. And at first I thought it was the battery that was the problem. And I did a bunch of testing, and it's not the battery. It was the box. The box itself, somehow at usually 0.02 or 0.06 or whatever it was, amp was depleting enough to bring the battery down over time when it was minus 30, 35. So in cold weather, it made a difference. So I put this on just so I could cut that off. And again, I had to rewire that a little bit. The battery box originally comes with a barrel plug for charging. And on my boat solar panel, that's quite fine. That'll work. That'll do it. But on my trailer solar panels, the barrel bolt is just not capable of carrying the kind of amperage that I need, or I'm getting anyways. So I actually added the 2-prong trailer adapter that's wired in a little bit differently than this is. If I plug this in while this is switched to on, then I'll get a little light that says that I'm charging. And I wanted to conserve that, but I came across an issue where it was backfeeding, basically. The light would turn on when it wasn't supposed to. So now it doesn't turn on, because really I already have other lights that tell me the solar system's working, and then I can always check this. On a sunny day, if it shows 100%, that means that the solar panel is working. It's going based off the voltage on the output of the solar panel, so you know you're getting well over your battery's normal 100% voltage. It's not perfect, but it works. It's not as easy as just looking at a little flashing light, but anyways. So there you have it. That's my battery pack with a full-size battery. I had a bag in here, a little kind of like a carry pouch thing for extra cables and stuff. I don't know, I must have used it for something else, but I can't. I'm just trying to think of anything else to say before I end this video, and I can't think of anything, so I guess that's pretty much it. Oh, right, that was what I wanted to mention. So, if you've watched this whole video just to find out my secret revelation about the battery packs there, the booster packs, that would be it. It's these phantom loads. So you've got a phantom load of the inverter, and you've got a phantom load of this switchboard or control board that's always powered. And so if you've got one of these that's intact in your car and it just sits in your car all winter, that's not going to be such a good thing for the unit, and you'll probably wind up going through the unit quicker than you need to. So there is no real solution to that if you've got one that's sealed and not hacked apart, because the wiring in it is just not really all that accessible. So you could do the same as me and just put these on the face of your booster pack, but in reality, just maybe try to find a better quality booster pack if you're going to be using one, and confirm that the inverter is not always connected, and as well as anything else really. So yeah, sorry for a sort of mumbly video. I am currently putting the video together for my boat trip last year. I have over 4 hours of video footage, some of it incoherent mumbling, which I'll try and edit out. But anyways, over 4 hours of video footage, and then I've got probably 1,000 pictures that a lot of them have stories behind them. So I'm trying to figure out how to put that video together. It'll probably come out in episodes. I might upload them all together, and then just to not have to worry about missing one and then not getting back to town for a while. But stay tuned, because there is a sort of neat video coming that's got a lot of neat stories and like little micro sub stories in within it. It's not the best footage, that's for sure, but all in all, it'll be a good memory for myself, at least. And just a little note, you'll notice my Reflectix is one-sided. I don't know why they make two-sided Reflectix, but I don't use it. Think about that. I mean, now this is more of a winter setup, cold weather setup. Now it's a summer setup. We got that? Summer setup, winter setup. You don't need both sides shiny. You're working against yourself. Unless you've got a heat source that you're trying to maintain exactly with no outside input, and you don't mind spending more on energy than you have to. In which case, go ahead and buy double-sided Reflectix. Otherwise, it is simply not worth it. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.